not hard doing Amazon FBA product research. It's actually not as hard as you might think to get, over $430,000 in the last 30 days. And I'm actually gonna refresh it because we're not like everybody else. $430,000 in 30 days is obviously not some type of crazy screenshot. And we're gonna show you exactly how to find products on Amazon that do these types of numbers. Stay tuned. Alright, what's up guys? We're back again with another exciting video, going back to the roots with my boy here, David Arnett, who's going to be helping us talk about how he's taken multiple different Amazon businesses to multiple 8 figures in sales. And we're going to be talking about how to actually narrow down the products that we like to sell on Amazon, what we look for, and then the 5 steps of product research to actually ensure that you find a winning product. So the actual tool that we like to use when we're doing this is called zonbase.com. zonbase.com. It is the best deal by far. Like, it's literally like a third of the price or even less than some of the other competitors out there, but has more tools, more accurate data, and it's just better overall. So inside of Zonbase, you can see that there's a bunch of different tools. There's product research, sales estimators, trackers, keyword research, listing optimization, launches, PPC on autopilot, everything. But we're gonna be talking about Zon Research, right? Zon Research is one of the most powerful product research tools. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna set some filters, right? So what are some of your favorite categories?
Definitely home and kitchen, beauty and health and personal, and sports and outdoor.
So we're gonna choose just 3 categories, and I agree on all of those. What we like to do is set some filters, right? We don't wanna see anything less than $13, so you can't make as much profit on Amazon after Amazon takes their well-deserved fee for doing most of the hard work. We don't like to see products that have more than 100 reviews, right? Because reviews are one of the toughest things to actually compete with inside of private labeling. And then we don't wanna see any products that have less than $7,000 per month in actual revenue, but we actually also like to set a cap, right? And why do you like to actually set a cap for revenue so we don't see all the $1 million products?
Well, really, because like they just get too competitive. So when you're going against the stuff with extremely high volume, that's usually companies with a lot of backing or sellers with a lot of money that they're willing to just throw away to continue to squeeze you out, especially if you're a new seller and you're just getting in. It's a dog-eat-dog world on there, and they will squeeze you out extremely quick. You really lose the momentum before you even get going on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe it, right? And they squeeze you out by doing a couple things, right? They run product launches and giveaways constantly, so that their product stays above yours in the search results. They spend basically unlimited amounts of money on PPC, on marketing, right? Which most beginning sellers aren't able to do because we don't have unlimited money, right? So generally what I like to do is set the cap at about $30,000 per month as the maximum for monthly revenue. And so once we set all of these category filters on price, on reviews, on revenue, all we have to do is press search. Now Zonbase is gonna go out and it's gonna find us through millions and millions of different products, products that match these particular criteria, right? And then what we do is we like to look through these and actually check out some of the ones that we think might be interesting. So we're gonna actually show a few more entries here. And what we can do is we can just scroll through here, right? Balloon pump kit. Like, would you ever, the cool thing about software like this, guys, is it shows you products like balloon pump kits, right? Which you would never think about in a million years. You'd never just be sitting on your couch and say, you know what we should sell?
Yeah.
A balloon pump kit.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, right? Or coffee stir sticks, or all of these different things. And so, when I see a product I might be interested in, let's just take a look at a couple of these, right? Balloon pump kit. And what is this? Coffee stir sticks, right? So I'll open up these products actually on Amazon, and then what I'll do is I'll find the actual keyword on this product that I think is most related, right? And this one obviously would be coffee stir sticks. The reason that we actually like to look at the overall keyword is sometimes when you find products on any product research software, you'll see an outlier, right? One product out of 100 that has really great metrics, low reviews, high sales, right? All the things that you want to see. But then if you actually look at the overall keyword, right? The overall product landscape in the niche, you'll see that all the other stuff has a lot of competition, right? So if we actually type in coffee stir sticks here, go to all departments and type it in on Amazon, then we can see all the different actual competitors here. So we can see that, there's, like I said, some with 1,500 reviews, 521 reviews. What we're gonna do is run the Zon-based Chrome extension. Now, the Zon-based Chrome extension is gonna show us all of the different metrics about these products on page 1, right? You can see the average reviews is 390, right? A little bit higher than I like to see. Average revenue is 7,700, a little bit lower than I like to see, right? So we'll just that fast, we'll probably just discount that product, right? The next one, balloon pump kit, right? So we'll grab this, we'll actually come into all departments and type it in. And then we'll look and see what's going on, right? So we see 4,357 reviews, which is pretty crazy for the first one, but let's actually run the Chrome extension here. And so what we can see is a little bit better on the revenue, right? 20,000 in average revenue, but again, the reviews are still pretty high, but not all of them are, right? This is the one that we probably saw, 26 reviews with 34,000 in revenue. We see some, 20, 28 reviews, not bad revenue, 32,000 with only 283. A little bit high on the reviews, but a lot better, right? And so once we actually go about and find these products, then the next thing that we wanna do is we wanna actually see if this product is going to meet what we like to call the 5 steps of product research, right? The 5 steps of product research are if half the products or more have more than 7,000 a month, right? 7 to 30,000 is the sweet range that we both like to prevent having to deal with all the nasty sellers. Step 2 is we want to make sure that half the products on page 1 or 10 out of the first 20 products have less than 100 reviews, right? Because if a product has a bazillion reviews, it's very difficult to compete with that as a new seller. The third step is we want to make sure that there's no trademarks or patents, because you can run into trouble on Amazon, if you accidentally sell a product that's trademarked by another seller or patented. Have you ever run into that?
Not specifically, more like patent-wise. And there's some ways around it which we really won't go into, but yeah, you need to do your research ahead of time, because the worst thing you want to do, especially in your beginning stages, is your first product to have those kind of legality type of barriers.
Right, and like an example of something that might be trademarked is like a Kevlar vest.
Yeah.
Right, like a Kevlar vest, a lot of people might think of that as a bulletproof vest, but Kevlar is actually a company.
Yeah.
Right, just like Velcro is a company. Like things you wouldn't maybe think about, but if somebody's constantly typing in the trademarked keyword, you want to make sure that you're not accidentally selling something that's dependent on that keyword to find it.
Yeah.
Right, because what's going to happen is Velcro or Kevlar is going to come and they're going to shut down your listing, rightfully so, because they have that term trademarked.
Right.
The next thing that we want to make sure of is that the keyword search volume is over 3,000 searches a month, because you don't want to sell a product that no one's searching for.
Exactly.
Right? You want to make sure that you're selling a product that a lot of people are actually searching for. And then the last thing is probably one of the more important ones, which I'm actually curious to get your opinion about, the iTrack 999 cart trick method, right? To see actually exactly how many products are selling. So let's actually take a product and run through all 5 steps to see whether or not we think it would be a good product to sell. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually come in and we're gonna type in meal prep station. Right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna see a bunch of these different actual options here, 31 reviews, 153, right, some really nice, beautiful images here. We're gonna run the Zon-based Chrome extension. Now, what we see is if we actually look at all of these products, we can keep it open, in one screen, and we can keep the 5 steps of product research open in another, right? It's a little hectic, but I actually like to do it this way. And so what we can see is we can check these things one by one. Do 10 of the first 20 products actually meet step 1, right? Do more than 10 of the first 20 have more than 7,000 in monthly revenue, preferably between 7 and 30,000, right? So the first one, yes. The second one, yes, 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 right? So we only see 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the 17th, 5, 6, right? So the 6 out of the first 20 do not have more than 7,000, which means that 14 do, so the first actual step passes. Right? And guys, this 5 steps of product research you can find inside of my Facebook group, which is the largest Amazon Facebook group in the world. So if we actually type in FBA Ninjas, we can see right here, FBA Ninjas, it's free to join. There'll be a link down in the description for this. You can see that there's over almost 115,000 people inside of this group. It's the largest group in the world. So if you guys want this, steps of product research, that's all you have to do to grab it. The next one is 10 of the first 20 products have less than 100 reviews. So if we look right here, we can see that the first product, yes. The second product, yes. We see 3 products here are higher. The 4th one, 5th one are higher. 6th one is higher. 7, 8, 9, 10. So we see that literally exactly 10 have 100 reviews or less, which means that it passes. And remember, these aren't perfect. Like if it's close, if there's 9 that pass, right, it's not the end of the world. This is just like meant to be a way that you can actually see generally whether or not a product is going to be a good fit, right? And so let's actually go back to full screen here. We can see that the next one is trademark and patent analysis, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in USPTO trademark search, right? We're gonna go to the trademark search database right here. We're gonna go into TESS, which is the Trademark Electronic Search System. Oh, I was actually close from memory. We're gonna type in meal prep station, right? We can see that obviously there's no trademarks for that. I just wanted to show you guys how to do it for yourselves when you're actually looking. Like if I had typed, let's type in Kevlar here, right? And so we can see that Kevlar obviously does have a million trademarks because it's a company and that's what they do. So this one passes. Right, the next thing that we're gonna do is do a keyword volume of over 3K per month, right? So if we come back into Zonbase, go out of Zon Research and go into keyword here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in meal prep station, right? And I know meal prep station itself is gonna have, not as many actual monthly searches because it's a very specific term, but if we actually show you guys meal prep, for example, I know that that is going to have more searches. So we're actually gonna just type in meal prep and hit search inside of the keyword base. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna show us a Google trend line, right? We see a lot of consistent demand throughout the year. Do you look for products that do have seasonality or that have consistent year-round demand?
It really doesn't matter as long as you're willing to proportion out. So like if you're stuck, I would recommend probably your first 1 to 5 products having them not seasonality, and then as you're diversifying your portfolio of products, it's good to have some that are big in multiple different types of seasons.
Right, and I have a friend, like for example, who sells just once a year. He sells plates, paper plates with footballs on them.
Oh yeah.
Right, and he does it for the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Right, and he sells $100,000 in revenue worth of these paper plates because everybody has Super Bowl parties.
Yeah.
Right, so if you really plan ahead and you think about it, right, I have another friend who sells gingerbread houses.
Yeah.
Right, just once a year, or Christmas stockings. So it's not to say that seasonal products that have more demand for one part of the season are bad. It's just when you're first starting out, like David said, you'd probably want to go for something that has more consistent demand to learn Amazon.
Correct. Yeah, it'll allow you to learn what you need to do and how you need to properly rank a product and properly run the ads without having to consecutively cut it on and off and on and off.
Exactly. So if we search meal prep here, we can see meal prep containers has 126,000 searches per month. We see portion control containers, food prep containers. What I like to look for, and I want to hear you expand on this, I like to look for products that have multiple different ways to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like meal prep containers, portion control, food prep, food containers, lunch containers for adults, right? All of these different keywords could lead to the sale of a meal prep station.
Yep, absolutely. And because that way, you don't want to focus on just one specific your one product. Like you want to go about it multiple ways so that you're driving traffic from multiple different search volumes and multiple different thought processes of people, especially when you look at southern and northern. Like maybe they call stuff different, maybe they are used to it being reflected different in their area, and so it's good to make sure that you're not one-sided on your thought process for it.
Absolutely. Then the next one that we're going to do in the steps of product research is the profitability analysis, right? So if we actually type in FBA revenue calculator into Google, what we can see is Amazon has a tool where we can actually try to figure out the profitability of a product, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back to Meal Prep Station. We're gonna take this first ranking product right here that's $124. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab what's called the ASIN, right? The ASIN you can see in the URL bar right here after /DP, which stands for detail page, right? It always kind of looks like this with like B0 and all capital letters. We're gonna copy this and we're actually gonna open up the fee calculator, right? We're gonna paste this in and press search. Now Amazon's gonna import this product and it's gonna calculate what our profitability is, right? So we can see from Amazon this product costs $124.99. Right, so we're gonna put $124.99. Now, the ship to Amazon and cost of product, you're gonna have to figure out from your freight forwarder, right, which tells you how much it's gonna cost to ship that product into Amazon, and from your supplier, it's gonna tell you how much the cost of goods sold is per unit, right? We're gonna estimate this, and we're gonna be pretty lenient here. Let's say it's $15 per unit. It's probably much less than that. But we want to show you guys kind of conservatively how this is gonna work, right? So 15 per unit. We'll even say $20 for the actual cost of product. And again, you can calculate these very easily from your freight forwarder and your supplier once you actually get quotes for how much it's gonna cost and get quotes for how much it's gonna cost for shipping. And we're gonna press calculate, right? And what we see is it actually will import and show us Amazon's fees themselves, the referral fee, the pick and pack fees, all the fees Amazon charges for letting you use their service and doing a lot of the manual fulfillment for you. And after all of that, right, you still have a 47% net margin, right? Which is like what we're looking for and what we're searching for in product research. So then the next and final step actually is the iTrack 999 cart trick method, which we actually discovered years ago and have been using for a long time. So basically what the iTrack 999 cart trick method allows you to do, it's the one true source of exactly how many units of a product actually sell. Remember, all the different software out there, whether it's Jungle Scout, Zonbase, like all of the big ones, right? Viral Launch. What they're gonna do is they're going to make estimates, right? Based on BSR, but they're estimates. You can't rely on that when you are actually investing your hard-earned money. And so the one way to figure it out for real is to actually ask Amazon. So if we go back into the product we were just looking at right here, remember 124, we're gonna actually add it to our cart. Right? And we are going to go to our cart once it actually adds in there. And what we can do is we can say, hey, Amazon, let's add 999 units to our cart. But watch what happens, right? When we actually do this. They're gonna say error, right? This seller only has 80 of these available. Now, if you're thinking to yourself when you're getting excited about this, right? Why is this important? Well, first of all, I wanna actually talk about two different scenarios. Sometimes sellers can actually do what's called a max order quantity. So it would say this seller only allows 5 purchases from a single buyer, right? That's scenario one. If that happens, you can look at other competitors and do the same trick. The second scenario is if they actually have more than 1,000 units in stock, right? This is a scenario where we can actually use the tool. If one of those two scenarios, then you have to unfortunately, rely on software like Zonbase or any other software to give you an estimate. But if this happens, which is actually very common, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set a 24-hour alarm from right now, and we're gonna check this same exact thing tomorrow, right? Why is that important? Because what's gonna happen is 24 hours from now, this is gonna say this seller only has 65 units available, right? And that tells us for a 100% fact that this seller sold 15 units from yesterday until today. And so what I like to do is set up a very basic little spreadsheet like this with meal prep station, for example, the name of the product, day 1, day 2, day 3. You can see that, in day 1 it had 80 units, day 2 it had 65, day 3 it had 50. Now it's always not this perfect. I just wanted to show you guys kind of what this actually looks like. And so that, guys, is how we do product research. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you tap the little thumbs up and subscribe and comment down below Amazon FBA product research. And if we get 500 comments, then we will actually come back on and do more product research for you guys to show you exactly how to really blow this thing out of the water. And also, David and I are actually partnering up, and we're gonna be building some Amazon stores for you called Amazon Automation. Obviously, we can't do this for everyone, but for specific people who actually have some money to actually invest into inventory, we are partnering and doing 100% of the work for you guys to show you how we're building stores like this one. And I'll refresh it again. That have over $400,000 in sales just in the last 30 days. That link will be down below. Again, this is not for everyone, but if you're really interested in Amazon and you have some working capital, then maybe it could be a really good option for you. So make sure you guys do tap the like button, click subscribe, and if you want to learn more about David, make sure you check out his YouTube channel by searching David Arnett, or there will be a link down in the description. So thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks guys.